Welcome back to the Chillin' with Dylan podcast. You're chilling with your host Dylan today, and right now we have a very awesome and special guest, Mr. Travis, or as we like to call him, Thunder Billy Coconut. Welcome to the show,
Thank you,
Mr.
Dylan.
Travis.
You honor me with your enthusiasm.
I've been looking forward to this episode for a minute now, ever since Julie and I talked about it. She brought it up to me, like, "Oh, dude, you should totally have Mr. TBC on your show. That would be fun." So, who are you, Travis? Well,
I was going to ask you the same question, but we kind of already talked about that a little bit.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
for all of my friends out there that might be listening in, this is Dylan. We just met. We met a while ago. We actually talked a little bit today. He's a youngster, like 24, come out
24,
to the
yep.
mountains of southern Utah because he loves the beauty and the adventure of the earth. And he's just here now and headed other places, wandering, going to live his life. And I was talking about, yeah, that's a good way to live your life.
Oh, yeah, man.
And
I mean, it's the way, dude. It's the way.
it's
I
definitely.
love that I was like, "Who are you?" and you just started saying who I am. That's funny.
So who am I? You tell me.
Well, I guess we're doing it like that.
Oh, we don't have to, but that's pretty
So
funny.
Mr. Travis here is a not so youngster. maybe, maybe.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest 50-something-year-old guy I know.
No, I'm just playing. You're just older than I am, so
The first half a century is the hardest.
and then it's all downhill coasting from
Yeah,
there.
yeah, downhill.
That's what I've
Then
heard.
you start
That's what
falling to
I've heard.
pieces. You better live your life, guys out there.
Honestly, don't wait to do it. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Just do it.
yeah.
But yeah, Travis here comes up and plays live music for us on Fridays at the Ponderosa restaurant on the back porch. Always getting everyone hooting and a hollering and rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting or whatever they do out there with all their
Yeah.
beer and pizza and
Definitely have songs that make beer sales increase. That was always my job.
just
Playing
like
around Aspen, Colorado for a while for $100 and a hangover.
$100 in a hangover. That doesn't sound like a bad deal for going out to just
It's a lot of fun, but the occupational overexposure adds up.
like as in just doing it over and over like that, or like what do you mean by occupational?
Well, it's easy to sip a lot of whiskey when it's on your tab
Oh
and you're
yeah,
not making a lot of money and you feel like, well, I'm making more money if I drink more whiskey. And, whiskey can be a lot of fun, but it's dangerous.
it
There's a
is.
slippery slope
It
of
is.
that fun, and it can beat you up.
Yeah.
It will beat you up. Go ahead.
No, no. I mean, I've been there. I mean, I'm not much of a liquor guy myself, but I've definitely drank myself into a few problems before, and it's easy to think that it's helping you in some way. But I mean, I kind of went through that recently with even this podcast, where I was kind of like partying a little bit more than I was working on, my goals and stuff. And for a minute I was like, "Oh, dude, if I drink some beer, it's easier to talk to everybody for the podcast." But then, I'd listen back and I'd be like, "Dude, I kind of just sound like
You sound like a rambling drunkard.
yeah, rambling drunkard." And then I don't,
There's a balance between courage and form, definitely. And
indeed.
drinking is a very tricky thing, and it's so highly available and accepted in our culture that it's dangerous. A lot of people,
Yeah.
a
I
lot of
mean,
people
I've met
go down.
tons of
I've been very
people.
lucky.
I think yeah, it's messed up that it's something that you could just go to a store and buy as long as you have a valid ID. And a lot of places don't even need an ID. You just go in there
Right?
and
You almost should have a verification and be like, no, you got drunk and were a complete ass 4 times last month. Your
yeah,
your your drinking privileges are suspended. You're not allowed to buy. Right? Wouldn't that be interesting?
yeah,
It'll drive
yeah.
people nuts, but
It
it
like
might be more intelligent.
just like a driving record, but a drinking
A
record.
drinking record. That's very smart.
Dude, to any people in Congress or wherever the decisions are made for this country, please listen to this idea or don't. I don't care what you do with your time.
Yeah. Really? Wreck your liver and your car?
Yeah.
Your
It's,
drinking privileges are suspended, son.
yes. That's awesome.
Actually, it's pretty smart.
So, where are you like original? Like, where do you come from? I know you live up
Where
here.
do I come from?
Like, where were you born?
I was born
At
in
least?
Waco, Texas, home of Billy Joe Shaver. the original honky tonk hero.
Okay,
But I
okay.
didn't know that until like 10 years ago when I started getting into Billy Joe Shaver songs. And
Yeah.
Waylon Jennings recorded a lot of his songs and got hits with them.
Okay.
Some really good songs out there.
That it's always awesome to kind of like know like it doesn't change anything, but knowing like, oh wow, like the place I was born is where this
Yeah, it's
happened.
fun. It's fun.
It doesn't really matter, but it's just cool.
No.
Like
Well,
my hometown Muskegon out in Michigan is where snowboarding came to be.
okay. Got some friends that were influenced by that whole thing from Traverse City area.
Oh, Traverse City, cherry capital of the world.
They go down to Crystal Mountain and ride their
Oh
snowboards.
yeah, yeah. It's not much of a mountain.
Couple
There's
hundred feet of vertical.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
ride
It's
that.
more just a big hill that gets snowy as Michigan tends to do.
I learned skiing on the water in Florida. I grew up down there in Central Florida, and there's some just wonderful lakes
that's
and
that's
rivers.
awesome. You learned to ski in Florida on water. That's I
It
love
made
that.
sense. And then when I took it to Colorado, I lived around the Aspen, Colorado area for 20 years, and of course, I was there to ski.
Hmm.
And I don't need any skiing lessons. I can water ski pretty good, and I probably should have had one or two lessons, but I put together a style that was a little different. But eventually, I found myself having more fun than just about everybody else I could see on the mountain. Whether they could out ski me technically or
you
not, I was having more fun than them, and I knew it.
you were doing it your way rather than the way that was like everybody learns how to do it. Like
Yeah,
kind of just made a
from people
you
who
did some
never, yeah,
improv.
people who only ski on the tips of their feet, on the ball of their feet, never ride their heels. They don't know how to manage a turn on their heels.
Yeah, no.
So if you got a pair of park skis with twin tips and you're just rearing back, and yeah, so what? You're in the back seat, you're on your heels a little bit, you're shooting rooster tails of snow up in the air. I gave up the sticks a few years into it. I was watching
Oh,
the
so
little
you
kids out
just
there. The kids are doing their lessons, and
dude, the kids are insane on the
yeah,
slopes. They
especially in a ski town.
they are insane. Like I've never seen a kid fall on skis or a snowboard. Like maybe like the ones that are just learning, but any kids that have like done it for a second, I mean, dude, they can smoke anybody.
They're closer to
On,
the ground and they're more flexible too.
yeah,
The
and they're
center of
fearless
gravity.
too. The kids are just fearless.
I was pretty fearless out there, but I beat myself up over the years. And I thought, well, okay, this is like a system of diminishing returns.
Yeah, it's kind of like I didn't grow up skateboarding, but I love skateboarding, and I mean I even have a tattoo of I had one of my friends do this in a hostel, just a little broken skateboard tattoo. It really taught me how to fall down and get back up again in a million different ways. But yeah, I feel like I'm kind of realizing that it is kind of
Yeah, falling on
it hurts
concrete
me
and
a little
asphalt
more
it
than I
terrifies me. That's why I love the water and the snow so much.
yeah yeah. It's like snowboarding. I love snowboarding because I mean, especially if you're in powder, it's like you fall.
Yeah, you
It's
fall down the mountain, you're laughing, you're taking the snow
yeah.
with you.
But I just the other day took a gnarly spill. I hadn't skateboarded in a minute, and I went up to the stargazing platform up there to do a little sunset skate around the little platform, and did my thing. And then all of a sudden, I'm coming back down the hill by the front desk over there, and I was walking with my board, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, dude, you know what? Let's get back to how it used to be, and bomb this hill. And I got on it, and I ate shit completely, and I have been suffering from some road rash on my thigh for like a few days now, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just it's fun, but I'm kind of learning that I liked skateboarding a lot more when I was a little more self-destructive, and now I'm not really trying to do that anymore. But there's still other ways to have fun.
Yeah, I gave up skateboarding when I was probably about 15. I grew up kind of off the side of town in Central Florida. We had a dirt and sand road, so there wasn't much skateboarding to be done. We had a little garage slab and a driveway slab, and I'd come through the garage and I'd come out on the slab and I'd arc a turn and I could do one direction a lot easier than the other. I guess what do you call that? A toe side
Oh
turn when you
yeah,
cut
like
that way. So
well, it depends on how you ride because you could have your right foot in the
left
front and
front.
kick.
That's not goofy, right?
No, yeah, that's regular. I ride goofy where my right
Right
foot's in
front.
front and I kick with my left.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm just teasing.
I mean, I'm left-handed too, so I think that I don't know if I'm just wired different or something, but
Neural pathways. I
yeah,
think we can do all kind of wild stuff. I saw a kid with no arms when I was young, eating a piece of pizza with his toes. He's just munching down. He didn't have arms.
dude.
That
Yeah, I mean,
impressed me.
I was actually just talking about that with one of my friends the other someone I was actually doing an interview with, my friend Brooklyn. We were talking about just the human spirit. I mean, there's people that don't have legs and they still run marathons with their arms, or they find prosthetic legs. I mean, the human spirit is just
Humans are amazing. We are some weird creatures.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Impressive in so many ways too, and beautiful.
I think the one thing that kind of sets us apart from everything else in like the natural world is just we have imagination and creativity, and we can see beyond what's right in front of us. Can have a vision of what can be, and we can just make that be. I think animals and all that can think, but not to that level of like consciousness, I guess. Like I think that they're kind of more just
Lucky.
they're just yeah, yeah. Honestly, it would be
I
a
mean
blessing.
animals.
It would be a
Yeah.
blessing to be able to.
Live in the moment.
You can though.
Well,
You can.
this it is a great gift that we have, but it also can take us out of the moment.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
there's
Because
a lot to be said for living in the moment and just being there, being present. I don't think our culture addresses it very well,
yeah,
especially in these modern days.
it's a an invaluable thing to be able to understand how important the present is. Because it's the only time that you'll ever be in is the present. It's the only thing you have. It's the only thing that's real. If you're sitting thinking about what you should do 5 years from now, well, you're not here where things are real and happening.
Just thought of what I meant to say 5 minutes ago. Let me take us back just to when I was about 15,
Okay.
when I gave
Oh,
up
the
skateboarding.
skateboarding.
So all I had was that little thing to go on. But one night we were out at Sean Curry's house just after dark, and we were staying on the road. Pretty nice, smooth asphalt. And there was a skateboard, and I was standing on it. The next thing I know, my body hit the pavement. Whack! And it
Wow.
made this sound and this feeling that I do not ever care to hear again or feel.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just like
Just
it. I don't know if it knocked the sense out of me or into me, but I stopped skateboarding
it
right
knocked
then.
something somewhere.
Right, right. So
did, you,
yeah, precognition,
did you get
humans in the moment.
like injured from that at all? Like I mean, obviously
Who
probably
knows?
scuffed up. Oh, just
Did I get a concussion? Maybe.
like did you break any bones or
I did
anything? Or
not break any bones
well, that's good.
that time.
See, I've been lucky my whole life so far, and I broke a bone when I was like 2. I broke my left arm, which is funny because I'm left-handed. So you know,
Not when you're two.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter when you're 2. I mean, you just
It
rolling
comes.
around like ah, gah, gah, gah.
Yeah, right.
But it turns out I didn't even break it. The story went that I was on a little exercise trampoline in the
The
basement.
little bitty trampolines.
Yeah, one of them little
Oh yeah, you're
ones.
going down, kid.
And yeah, supposedly I fell off,
Probably
but
listening to Cypress Hill.
so
Insane in the
yeah,
membrane, thrashing
yes.
your body around.
Yeah,
Who
wearing
knows?
wearing sunglasses inside, so I couldn't see where I was bouncing or something. But that's the story that my mom likes to tell me. But so basically, like I grew up with my grandparents because my parents were busy doing things that were a little more important than raising their child.
Life makes you busy.
It does. But they were busy doing drugs and hanging out in flop houses and whatever, and that was just more important. But turns out my at the time I broke my arm, my mom was with this shitty dude, and I found out later from my grandma, like she was like, yeah, we all know, like he got mad and broke your arm, and they just said that
That
the
makes me
the
want to go
trampoline
look him
thing.
up and say, "Hey, man, you remember this?"
But that's the only time that I know of that I've broken an arm, and I've done a lot of dumb shit, and I
You've
don't
been
know,
lucky a lot.
huh?
You've been lucky a lot.
Yes, yes, I would say I'm blessed.
I have taken an absolute beating on the water and the snow. Generally, it's injury free. My shoulders are wrecked, but they still work. And that was from the snow. I bit through my lip here,
Oh,
water skiing, did a huge jump over the wake and came down on the flats. Bit into my knee, and there's probably still a little mark in my knee where my top teeth went yow through my
oh,
lip, and I had to
oh,
get some stitches.
damn.
One time
Wait,
snow skiing, I had some tellies, but I used the wrong skis on my telly bindings.
wait, what is that? Telly's
They're
like,
the free your heel and free your mind
oh, okay,
bullshit.
like the step in
It's dumb. It's
bindings or
good for
whatever.
cross country and going uphill, but the style of it, these guys are like, oh, you drop your leg back and it looks kind of cool, but I don't know. I like to have my heels locked in because I don't have time to be messing around like that.
Yeah, we don't like wasting
But
time.
anyway, I fell and my face went in the snow and the ski came up and just went in my mouth. And it
Oh,
was, you want to have a rubber tip on a ski like that. This was a carving ski and it was just sharp edge all the way
oh.
around. And sometimes I had stitches were in my lips. You would think they would have stitched them shut. I have such a loud mouth, but it
Well,
didn't
I'm
work
glad
out
they
like that.
didn't. This would be a very difficult episode.
Swing like this. Oh, that's all.
So you mentioned that you're like, all off grid and everything. Yeah, I'm surprised I was even able to, get this all set up. You don't have, well, do you have like electricity and
I
all
found
that?
property for the first time in my life, and it's out, well, let's say 8, 9 miles north of here, up the North Fork Road, which for our guests is a dirty, dusty road. It's a
Oh,
decent road until it rains because it's made out of powdered grease.
yup.
And it turns into
It's
something like black ice with peanut butter smeared on top. And it is deadly and scary. Just don't even mess with it when it rains. But I
it's
live out there and it's wonderful. It's amazing. There's hardly anyone around. The few neighbors that have land out there, great people. A few fool trains of side by sides will come by some weekends when they're doing their little lap loops. And I got solar. I got some generators out there. Lately, it's been in low 40s in the morning, so I'll get up at 6 and just fire on the generator for 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
so do you have gas for heat or do you
I have
use
some
like a
propane. I'm not using the propane for heat. I'm in a camper that I got from the folks I work for down at ZMR, and the camper was extremely compromised when I got it. And I've
okay.
worked on a lot of the problems and cleaned it up, but it's the furnace. I don't want to fire it up.
Yeah,
There
you
may
don't want
have
to
been
blow
some
the thing up or something.
No, there may have been some rodents in the
Oh
pipes,
yeah.
and it's hard to get at. And I'm just running some electric heat for now. I've
Yeah, you
got a
don't want
little
to be
little bitty propane heater, and I'll fire on the stove, and I'll cook up some hot water to dump in some slurry with coffee and chocolate and cream and whatever else, chai or hazelnut and tea, whatever. I just mix it all together, right? All the stuff's good. Mix it.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same way. I'm like, man, you know what? This is good. This is good. This is awesome. This is cool. Let's just throw it all
Yeah,
together
and
and make one awesome
I'll
thing.
sit there and contemplate my lack of sleep and my get rich slow scheme. I wouldn't like to do what I'm doing so much, but the friends I'm working with are just amazing, wonderful people. And to miss work would be missing out on them, and that would just be stupid. And I'm spending as much money as I'm making, but I'm doing progress out there.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're happy, dude, who cares about the money stuff?
Well, I've lived like that a long time. There's a line in a Guy Clark song. He goes, "Ain't no money in poetry. That's what sets the poet free. But I've had all the freedom I can stand."
Oh yeah, yeah.
The song is called "Cold Dog Soup." I love it. It's a Guy Clark song. One of the finer writers I've ever listened to out of Texas. He's passed away now. He wrote a lot of songs that other people made famous.
Oh, okay, like people would do like covers or
Yeah,
whatever, and
like
then
Jerry Jeff Walker got a really good hit with "L.A. Freeway" is one of his songs. There
uh,
was a production. I haven't seen it yet. It was coming out a few years ago. It was about Guy Clark, and I think it was called "If I Don't Get Killed or Caught," and that's a line from the "L.A. Freeway" song. He's leaving L.A. in a cloud of smoke.
okay,
As long as he
okay.
doesn't get killed or caught. Good stuff.
L.A. L.A. dude. I don't know if I could do L.A.
I have
dude.
never
Dang.
really been through LA. I've been through the airport once when I drove to Hawaii.
Drove to
No,
Hawaii. What?
yeah,
You can't drive to
I
Hawaii.
got a song about it. Driving into Hawaii. No, I was in Colorado. My friend was getting married out there on the second from the farthest Hawaiian island,
I don't know all the
the one
islands,
with
but
Honolulu. And we went out there for a week, and it was just gorgeous. And everyone was like, "Let's just move here for the rest of our life. This is pretty great." But I was in Aspen at the time, or near Aspen, where I live 20 miles down the road. on the river down by a little area called El Jebel, and it was cheaper for me to drive the Jetta to San Diego and fly than it would be to drive over to Denver and fly. And I had a friend over there in Encinitas, Southern California. So, Dr. Ken, I'm coming to visit. Bzzz. Came down and visited and surfed a little bit and flew to Hawaii. So I was joking. I was like, yeah, I'm driving to Hawaii. I even wrote a song about it.
You say you
One
wrote
of my early songs is Driving to Hawaii. I don't remember how to perform it, but it's all written down. I could learn it again pretty easily.
sweet. So, like, how long have you been doing like music stuff for? Just like whole life type of thing.
No, I built my guitar in 1995. I went down to the Roberto Venn School in South Phoenix. That whole Phoenix trip, what were we like? I think I was 21. Myself and three other friends, we basically on nearly a roll of the dice. We're like, let's save up $1,000 and move somewhere. All right. So we go into the Kmart's at the mall down there in Sebring, and a little bit lit up, spirited, whatever. Our eyes could have been red. Who knows? We buy the $4.96 road atlas and say, okay, open to the main page of the whole country, and this is what we'll do. We'll take turns, and somebody will turn it, and the other person will be blindfolded or shut their eyes, and you're like, all right, put their finger down, and as soon as we come up with an acceptable place, we're gonna move there. Okay, let's do this. We were in. So we spin the map and spin the map. First finger comes down off the coast of California, somewhere like 200 miles off in the ocean. We're like, we can't live there. All right, that's a foul.
I mean,
Roll it.
Atlantis could have been right there, dude. You
There
could have
could be some stuff under the
find
water, but we
some
didn't have the
scuba gear.
technology as young rock and roll punks. What were we? We were adorable. That's what we were. We were water skiers. We were punks. We had little boats. That was our back country. We go out on the creeks and lakes of Central Florida.
Go.
Have a time. But okay, that's a foul. Roll against. So spin the map. Finger comes down on Indiana. We looked at each other. We're like, oh hell no.
Yeah, no,
We know people from
no.
Indiana. We're not going there. All
I
right, foul. Roll again. So the third roll, I think it was Sean Hulbert. He put his finger down and it came down on Phoenix. Like Southwest, Phoenix. Okay, what is the city there? There'll be jobs. All right, let's
sounds
go.
doable.
So a few months later, we moved out there and we spent a year until our rent was up in this little house that we rented. And poverty, misery, heat, adventure, fun, excitement, music, whatever. I was working on a guitar I found at a pawn shop for $15. I needed tuners for it. I go into the store in Mesa, and there's a luthier in there. I didn't even know the word luthier at the time.
Is that like a brand of?
The guy who works on stuff. He used to work on lutes, so the word came from
Oh,
lutes.
okay,
He's a luthier. He
okay.
repairs
Yeah,
stringed instruments.
I'd never heard that
I
word
had never
before
heard it
in
until
my
then.
life.
I was barely younger than you are now. And I went in there and I said, what do you need? I just popped out of my mouth and said, how do I get your job? He's working on the guitars. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, like how do you even?
And he says, go to Roberto Venn. And I didn't, like, what? Didn't register it. I made him say it again and I still didn't get it. And I said, what are you telling me? And he says, has a brochure there, just coincidentally. He says, Roberto Venn. It's a school in South Phoenix for guitar building.
There's a whole
Oh,
school
yeah,
for that.
named after Juan Roberts, John Roberto, and Bob Venn. So Roberto dash Venn, their last
Okay.
names. And I guess they had brought up a bunch of mahogany from Nicaragua on a train in the 50s or 60s. And it had been air drying in the Phoenix desert.
Cool.
Amazing
Cool.
mahogany from way back in the
Yeah.
old forest, right? So that's partly where my guitar is built from. There's some special wood in that.
That is sick, dude. Like, first of all, that you built it and it has, this kind of just special, you can't find that anywhere else. Like that special
No,
wood
it's
or.
pretty rare, and it appealed to me for those reasons too. And it became something more than I ever could have. I thought, okay, I had a little electric guitar, and I was working on that classical guitar. I met the guy, the luthier, that turned me on to it. But this guitar is special. This guitar made me want to hold it and play it.
Because it's your
I've
guitar,
been
man.
ostracized by people who didn't want to hear me playing because I wouldn't stop playing, and late nights and all this funny stuff. For Christ's sake, with the guitar already, like I'll just go somewhere else where you can't hear me as much and keep playing. And yeah, the guitar and that experience kept me playing, and like I said, I never learned any technique. I just would play it. And
Get
in
in your
my
way.
mind, my family wasn't musical, and there was no way, I'm not gonna be a musician. Just like I held myself back by not believing a long time. I
Dude.
could have got a lot better, a lot faster if I had just known what is possible. I mean, the human is amazing. We can learn so much, And I was told this old dog new tricks, Once you get over 20 years old, you
Oh,
can't learn anymore. They tell us
nah,
all
forget
kind of
that.
BS. Going through
That's
public school,
those are lies, man.
public
They're
school hurt my
lies.
brain. It really did.
I
I had some
definitely
wonderful teachers in public school, but largely the curriculum hurt me. It slowed me down. It held me back.
because you're learning stuff that's like not for you. It's for everyone. You know that,
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
to
not
turn us
everyone.
into industrial cattle.
Exactly. It's a we're put into a printing press of sleeping people that don't ask questions and
Exactly.
don't
It's
do.
herd management.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's just like, oh wow, we have a bunch of curious children that are gonna ask questions. How do we get them to shut up and
Right.
stop?
Oh, here's a smartass with questions a teacher can't answer. Let's just let's dip that in the
Yeah,
bud.
yeah, and
Let's
it's
not let that go. And I was a
yeah.
rebel in school, and I got in trouble for silly stuff and just
Oh
goofing off and blowing things up. And
yeah. You and I
luckily,
would have
you
gotten
could still
along.
blow stuff up when I was a kid in the 80s in school. It
I mean,
was
I was
just
blowing stuff up in. I mean, when I was in middle school, my friends and I. I mean, we were little shitheads. We would go throw fireworks at people's houses, put like gas all over stuff, and just light it. I mean, we were just reckless and destructive,
right.
and
Your scientific side needed expression, and
yeah,
somehow it was lacking, and you guys took it upon yourselves
yeah.
in a fun way to learn.
I mean, we made those. I know you can get like the Works toilet cleaner and like make little balls of tinfoil, put it all in a bottle, shake it up, and it'll just blow up. And
Oh, what
I
is
mean,
that? Sodium hydroxide or something?
something like
So
that.
my friends Thor and Matt, they were very scientific in their projects and playtime. Smart kids, great friends. So they would react aluminum and water and sodium hydroxide or something, and they would get a lot of hydrogen and oxygen out of that. And they decided to make some big balloons. They took 9 foot drop
Oh,
cloths, the thinnest plastic you could get, and they taped them together in these giant 9 foot cubes. And they filled one up. They sent it up with a big long wick on it. They could see it, going up and up and up, and for a long time, they could just see the wick burning in the sky. And finally, they see a flash. I'm like, oh, that was neat. I'm like,
just
all right.
sent a little
They
bomb up in
listen,
the
nothing.
sky.
But it was so far away, the sound hasn't gotten to them yet. So they go boom, 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 boom,
Oh
boom. Like,
man,
wow.
that is.
So later, they send up another one. And I don't know if they did a different reaction, whatever. There was stuff in, like, it wasn't just hydrogen, oxygen, whatever. It was
Some,
hydrogen and who knows what kind of funky reactants. They said there was a mist that was in the balloon and it was just kind of seeping through the plastic and didn't have as much lift. It was heavier. They're like, all right, well, let's set this thing up. They take it out and they light the wick and push it up, but it's not really lifting very much. It's just kind of drifting towards these pine trees.
oh boy,
And they're thinking, oh no,
oh
God, we don't want to
boy.
start a fire, right? And they're, oh no, no, no. And then it kind of just lifts up over, rides the breeze over the pine trees and gets a little higher and it kind of disappears behind the pine trees. And they're like, well, it's going up a little bit. And then they hear boom, 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 boom. All right, all right. And they kind of forgot about it, went on with their day doing other stuff. And in the neighborhood was Paul Winger. He was our teacher in high school. He was our computer teacher back when the Apple computers first came into schools,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
80s.
with the box
He was a cool guy. He
screens
was a
and
cool
stuff.
cat. He drive a Porsche around and whatever. He was one of the few teachers that kids could actually hang out with. And they would stop by sometimes. They were in the neighborhood. And I don't know what they were doing. Later in the day, they said, let's go see what Winger's up to, And they go knock on his door, and he's standing there with this look on his face, and they're looking up at him, and there's kind of an awkward pause, and a moment of silence, and he goes, "That was you guys, wasn't it?"
Oh,
Apparently, the balloon had been like right over his house
oh
when it
boy.
blew up, probably only 100 feet above it, and it's like things rattled on off the shelves, boom, 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 right? So,
Just sent an
right,
airstrike
right,
over to
right.
his house.
Yeah, it was a shockwave there. But you could still do stuff in the 80s like that. And they were starting to clamp down on it, and
Yeah, I mean, not now. I mean,
call you a terrorist and stuff by
yeah,
the
if
time I
you,
got kicked out of school.
if it, yeah, it's crazy. Like, all these. I'm lucky that, like, I was able to still kind of get that experience, because that was like before stuff was posted everywhere all the time. Like, because that was like when I was in middle school, and like, phones and stuff were around, so there was like social media and stuff, but it wasn't like as mainstream, I guess. Like, we still just did our stuff without feeling the need to have somebody record it all the time. And yeah, that sometimes I wish I would have grown up in like the 60s, 70s or something, cuz
It's interesting. Like if I could have gotten to where I'm at now musically in the '70s, I could ride it. I could roll with it. I could make it, go around and whatever, tour and sell albums and things. But the thing is now, like everybody has a device and there's so much data and
yeah.
information out there. I've called it a long time ago the age of saturation, where
Yeah, we're
there's
just
just we're saturated, we're inundated, we got too many channels on TV. It's like when I was younger and there was only a handful of television stations, a handful of radio stations, people could be more on the same page, which also means they could all be misled and
yeah,
brainwashed
yeah.
more easily and more focused. Now, the good thing is about it, all the independent people doing good work and interviewing people and talking to people and creating creators, there's an element of truth out there. And you see these people, they try to fight it, and I don't know what their agenda is. A lot of people, I think, are just parroting what they're told. But you see people like they're like, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." It's like, no, those were conspiracy theories, but they've all been proven in the last 6 years.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's
Right? And
so much
there's a
great.
mindset that buys into the bullshit, and I can only see the bullshit must come from some higher corporate. Who knows?
Oh,
Maybe it's good and evil on the grand scale. We don't know, but
it,
there is
it
some
definitely
deception out there, and it's crazy. We can cut through it now.
it's weird because now is like a time where it's as easy or as hard as you want it to be lied to. Because just as easily as you can be given some misinformation, you can easily, do your research and find out if that's true or not. Whereas, way back in the day, it was like if you got some information and you wanted to find out if it was true or not, you'd have to like go to the library, read a book, and do all this and all that. Whereas now you can be extremely specific with what you're searching for and find databases that have all of these documents. And then once you go in that database, you could look up keywords that will, bring up whatever it is you're
Search
looking for.
engines are neat. I don't use AI for anything but a search engine. I'll ask it questions sometimes, like, "What is the triple point of butane at certain temperature?"
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
crazy stuff
yeah,
like that if I
like
need it for a scientific
curiosity stuff.
experiment.
But
But it's wild how I've watched information management. It's like the new battlefield. It's battling for your mind.
yeah,
What?
your
Like
attention and
your attention
yeah, that's the currency.
and your feelings. It's
Yeah.
so wild.
Because if you have someone's attention and you can control how they feel, well then you have a bunch of robots. Like
Yeah,
you
or you
can
can
put
control how they vote and spend. That's pretty
exactly.
important if you're somebody that needs that done for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
And we've seen that.
and this is like what I'm here to kind of like not I don't want to say preach, but like put out to the world is to be like, dude, take control of your mind. It's
Yeah.
yours. It's
Trust
no,
no one. Go
yeah,
within.
yeah. Like I don't think that you don't have to mistrust everything around you. There is like an infinite amount of good people and good things, but just be aware of what you're letting into your mind. You can't let corporations or whatever be telling you like, oh, spend your money this way, waste your time this
Well,
way.
that's all they do. That's
Yeah,
their whole thing.
yeah.
It's interesting we're on this subject. I remember, growing up, I was fed a lot of lies, a lot of bullshit, and I was lied to by people in authority. And I watched people in authority on the side of the law, in quotation marks, the good side of the law. I watched them lie and deceive to get people. And I'm like, well, that's not very good. And there was a time I threw it all away. I dumped all information and I started just, okay, here's the moment. This is what's real. Are we cold? Are we warm? Do we need to eat? Pretty much took it back to basics on a primitive level. But later, catching up when I relearning things, I'm like, I would learn things that I had been told previously that I had lost in that information dump.
Yeah.
So it held me back. It slowed my progress down having to do that, but it gave me a blank slate
So
to start over.
sometimes you need that, like just a full unconditioning your mind and
Yeah,
just going back to just being. And then once you get to that point where, you can take a step back from everything and be like, I'm going to just be and focus on the moment and focus on what's real in here. And I do that all the time. I constantly bring myself back to just like, okay, especially if I find myself getting worked up about even at work and stuff, like I'm like, okay, step back. All of this information that I've been receiving is obviously influencing how I'm going about my day in some way. So I like to I call it having a meeting with myself.
yeah,
It's
sure.
like not even it's just every moment
I
of
use the
time.
term meeting for a different action, but that's also good. I have to go meet with a man about a mule. Excuse me.
Oh no, I like to sit down and just be like, all right, what has been my experience lately? And what am I doing where, like, I know I don't know, like, are my opinions about things being swayed by, am I creating my own thoughts about things? Am I creating my own beliefs? Or am I listening to, for example, like in that restaurant, like, there's always the workplace drama. And I'm a big believer that like you should not make an assumption about somebody because of what you've been told about them before you meet them. Because I've had so many times where people will tell me like, oh, this guy is a piece of shit and he sucks and he's lazy, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, okay, that's your experience with them, let me go meet them for myself. And turns out they're a perfectly fine person that is just as normal as you and I. And maybe those things that that other person is saying about this guy is just that's just what they think. That's just
Yeah,
their
it's a weird
experience.
world. Humans are crazy.
We are
Look at what
crazy in all the best and worst ways.
exactly. I would agree with that. No, Dylan, I feel like you and I could talk for hours. This is a having a great time just
No,
talking. It's
I'm
getting a little cold, and I got a huge day tomorrow. I'm wondering maybe if we should just maybe talk about a few more things and then we get up the
yeah,
road.
yeah. I mean, I usually
Maybe do it
go.
again. You're here till the 8th,
I'll be taking off on the 7th,
7th.
so still got a couple weeks. And I'm yeah, I've been having a great time doing this episode. I feel like we've gotten really
I think we're on the same
we're on the
page. This
same
is nice
page,
when
man.
I find young people who got their head on their shoulders. It's good.
Oh
Appreciate you.
yeah, yeah. I'm here to think and feel and act on my own accord and let everyone else know that they can do the same. We're free. We're free here, man.
I'm a proponent for freedom. With great freedom comes great responsibility.
Yes, yes.
And, sometimes it takes time and, I feel like I'm a
Yeah,
little wiser as I get older. It's like, oh, yeah, I wish I knew then what I know now. There's a lot of truth in that.
yeah,
I could have made a different, complete beeline of progress in certain directions from earlier in life if I had just known which way to go.
yeah. And
You know,
and a lot of times you don't know. You think you don't know which way to go because I think it's just that we're taught to listen to everything but ourselves, and that's why we end up in situations that don't
right? Yeah, we
fit
second guess our
our.
intuition.
Yeah,
Our culture is whacked. It's definitely off the rails. And this last decade is like the dumbest decade I've
yeah,
seen. Like, I can't
yeah.
believe it. Are you kidding me? Really?
I've only been here for 2 and almost a half decades, so 50% of the. Whoa, what the hell
Is
is
that a
that? A
mule?
horse? I don't know. Oh, I see a big old dust cloud over there.
Oh yeah, the horses are acting up.
Yeah, somebody must have tried to slap
Yeah.
his ass or something. I don't know.
Oh no, that mare's in heat. Got to keep them separated. They could hurt each other.
Yeah, they running around. Oh,
I
this is fun doing a outside podcast. I haven't
I
done this
like it. I
before.
didn't know if we were gonna be on camera or
No,
just
no, no.
on the mic.
Yeah, just
Because we got a
microphone.
beautiful little sailing pond behind us over here.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to a point where I'll do like video and stuff too. But like I said, I'm just starting to actually understand how all this stuff works, and I do have a little GoPro camera, so
Sure.
uh,
I never feel photogenic. I feel nervous when I know people are filming me. I don't have that whole "yay, look at me" thing. It's like
yeah, yeah. definitely.
It's not that I'm not narcissistic, but I'm kind of anti-narcissistic when it comes to cameras, I guess.
No, I get that. I used to be pretty like self-conscious with like pictures and I hated them, but
Yeah, I'm still
I,
like that.
I I've learned to just come to a point where it's just like, oh, I'm hot as fuck and people want to take pictures of me. Cool, man. I mean, you know people
I do that too. We're like,
like I'll
damn, he's good looking. Oh, that's me.
yeah, like you know how if somebody is like staring at someone, they'll be like, "Hey, take a picture; it'll last longer." You know, that's kind of my mindset. If someone wants to take a picture of me, it's probably because they're gonna go home and do things that I don't want to
I'm
think
fine
about
with
with the
it.
picture.
Going on stage, of any scale with a microphone and the guitar and the songs, it's a sociological experiment because you're looking back at the world of everybody looking at you,
Yeah,
and it can mess with your mind. I used
definitely.
to be really nervous about choking on stage, like I
Yeah,
forgot the
like
words or whatever. And my great friend Trenton Allen, rest in peace, brother. He inspired me to he's a huge inspiration for me to even get up and do that and show me that yes, regular people can do this. He hosted open mic in Aspen for over 20 years. Every Monday night for 20 years, he had open mic. And I would go in there and, it wasn't long before I was filling in for him and hosting and whatever. But I remember one of his open mics, I was playing a song and I choked and I was so nervous and my heart was pounding. And I stopped, kind of laughed nervously. That's all right. Well, let's do this song. And I played another song by Cross Canadian Ragweed. I did a good job on it. And kid was so happy with me. He gave me a $20 tip. And I never really got scared of choking again after that day.
no,
It's like, oh, I choked and I didn't die. Nothing happened. I'm fine.
no, it's
Right? It's like falling. You're afraid to fall because you can get hurt and injured. But that kind of a fall is harmless. It's
yeah.
the only thing it can hurt is your feelings. But once you realize that feelings don't matter in that way,
Yeah, you
it's
can
just,
you get to choose if it's gonna determine if you continue or not, and it's like I'm greater than my mistakes, you know.
oh, yeah.
So I win, like that. It,
Winning.
I just did karaoke for the first time when I went back home in January out to Michigan, and I was always so
Heart's
scared. So,
pounding.
yeah, I was so scared and nervous all my life to do it. I always wanted to, but I was scared. And then my sister, she's a few years younger than me. She had turned 21, so she was like able to go out to the bar and stuff now, and she would just go out and just kill it in karaoke with her friends, having a jolly old time. And I was like, dude, I can't let my little sister show me up
Yeah,
like
all right.
that,
You gotta make a
like.
showing.
And I did it, and it was awesome and fun. And I was like, you know what, dude? I don't care. I don't care. It's fun. If it's fun, like I'm not here
Right,
to
right.
impress people or whatever. It's just you go to the bar to do karaoke to have fun. It's not about
I was talking with a movie star 2 summers ago, I think, in Aspen. He's great. You probably might know him, Bill Macy. He's in a
like
lot of things. William H. Macy, they call him.
like I said earlier. I am
He
horrible
was
with
just
movies
taking
and
up. Well, if you saw him, he was in Wild Hogs. You haven't seen that many movies.
yeah.
The dude's just funny. My friend Gus, and Mike Fondo have worked for him. He's got a place out there near Aspen, and we've done some work for him. And I've been lucky enough to hang out and help out on some of the projects. But we're building this thing, and he's talking about playing ukulele in front of people, but he's really nervous. And I'm thinking that doesn't seem right. This guy's an established, successful, well-paid acting machine,
Yeah.
right? And
What do
he's
you mean you're
nervous.
nervous?
Right, right, right. But when they're doing the camera, it's not live. When he's up in front of the crowd, that was new to him,
Okay.
and it felt kind of strange, and it kind of felt good. I was like, oh, I'm a little farther along in this thing than Bill is. But it was hilarious. The guy's great. He's very generous. They gave me my first piano. They actually changed my
Is
life.
that the piano that you're gonna turn into
I don't have that
a
piano
driving
anymore,
piano?
unfortunately, because I had to do some moving.
Yeah, I mean a piano is quite a big thing to be carrying around.
Yes, an all-terrain piano is coming to Cougar Canyon Music Farm.
Yeah, that I've never heard of
So we're working,
anything like
and
that.
I was talking with Gus. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't expect Bill to have stage fright, with his experience and his resume. And I said, I want to take him under my wing. I never got to tell Bill that though. It was like this project was done by then. I haven't seen him since. But he's a good guy, really good. Good actor too. He's enjoyable. But the dude's funny in real life. So he just takes that on screen, right? He's
Yeah,
very
I mean
charismatic.
That seems like it would be a lot of fun doing like I don't know act. I'm actually
I think it would be fun.
I'm actually planning to, because I have a pretty active imagination, and I've always been like, oh, dude, it would be cool to like write down just some silly little skit and then make a video. And I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, why wait? Let's just do it. And
Let's do it. Write a script. You want me to do some writing? Let's talk about the main idea. We could work on it
yeah, I mean,
in my spare time.
yeah, definitely,
Uh-huh.
definitely. I got a lot of stuff going on right now, but videos are to be in my future. That's for sure.
There's a lot of scenery. There's some old dilapidated buildings out north of here, I think, where people built them and they got snowed in or mudded
Oh,
out
are
or
you talking about up North Fork there?
yeah,
The
there's
three
the three
little.
little pigs.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually a lot of us will go up there, have bonfires, and go in the little cabins and just be like, "Ooh, spooky!" But
I've got a haunted house for you near my place. Oh my
oh,
God.
oh,
I don't even know if there's a body in there.
oh,
It's spooky. But there's like, yeah, this place has been completely left to time and the ravages of erosion. And I thought it would be a really good place to film some post-apocalyptic
yeah,
kind of a deal.
yeah. Just some little
Right. We just
short
have to come
film or
up with a
something.
script though. But there's going to be like mutated animals, like giant condors coming back. You know,
Hey,
this
I mean,
is
we
the
got the
Thunderbird of the
California
past.
condors out here.
Yeah, I see them once in a while. Been a
I've
while.
never seen one. I've heard that they live like near Angel's Landing, which is incredibly badass. I mean,
Is that out there?
no, that's out in the park just over here. You walk out.
There's one that was hanging out on the bridge over the Colorado River at Lee's Ferry.
Got like
It's the
a
crossing.
town.
So it's south of the Page crossing about 15 or 20 miles.
Oh,
Lee's
okay.
Ferry is where they put in for the raft trips down the canyon.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. I think it's just super badass that like
You see
there's.
them here sometimes. They look like a big vulture, only the vulture's wingtips are kind of kicked back. The condors are kind of kicked forward at the tip.
Okay, I'll have to
And they're
keep an eye out
huge.
for
If you
that.
keep looking at them, you're like, oh, that's a huge bird that's farther away. Oh my gosh. They're really impressive to see fly.
Yeah, I think it's just incredibly badass that there's like these. There's not many of those
No, there's
around
not many.
anymore, but they're living in like near Zion National Park, like just this insanely beautiful place. Like, how majestic is
This
that?
place was amazing before they turned it into a park. I stay out of there nowadays. I'm saving $80 this year by not buying the yearly pass to drive through it.
Oh yeah. Or I mean, you could just drive through there after 4:30 and there's no one working at the. I mean,
Yeah, that's usually how it goes anyway. I do a loop. I go to Cedar City for groceries and then do a big loop because from here, it's almost exactly the same distance the back way to Cedar City as it is back that way from Cedar City.
that's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, the one thing about out here that's like for me at least personally, because I will say I'm a little bit more of a I like my not not like city, but like I just like having stuff around. Like if I want to take a walk up to the gas station or something, or skate on the street, like I like kind of some more infrastructure and people. But yeah, the one thing about out here that just like gets to me, it like helps me, but it also like messes me up too. Just being so far away from everything,
Sure.
it helps me because it helps me to just sit back and enjoy nature and
If I had found
be.
my proper life's partner, I'd be doing better right now. But I'm out here going, where am I going to meet a woman around here that will put up with me?
No,
Because she's
no.
going to have to be awesome.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I mean, don't be settling for nothing less than the
Well, that's
best.
why I'm still solo, because I haven't ever settled. And I've had some wonderful relationships with wonderful people, but I couldn't see where I was going either.
Yeah.
But
And I mean, I have this conversation a lot with my friends and stuff where it's like there's no such thing as the one. Like I feel like you get caught up on the idea of having the one, like you'll pass up so many opportunities for, relationships and moments
sure, yeah, I've been on
with
both sides of that coin.
yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying that like you'll never get married to somebody and be with them the rest of your life, but like if you just bank on the one, you might miss out on the one, by yeah,
Yeah.
you
Well,
take yourself out of the moment that
the
way.
universe provides me what I need a lot of times right just after on time.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
I wait and I'm patient, maybe this will all work out. I've never really known, I've always wanted that, but not knowing exactly where I was going or having the music farm to work towards. Now I have this goal and this land. It feels different. It's like, all right, I'm ready to settle down. What? How old am I? Oh, what have I done?
No, I think that's awesome though, because I mean there's a lot of people my age, or even a few years ago, like people are already like, all right, I'm settling down, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like you have your youth right now. You could do anything, and
Absolutely. Run wild when you
you're
can. Yeah.
choosing to just do what they
Sleep
told
in the
you.
rain sometimes.
Yeah.
Go out there.
Dude, choose to be homeless for a weekend or something. Go out on a month. I did the Colorado Trail last year, month long backpacking trip. One of the best decisions I've ever made because
Nice.
it really taught me how little you need to be happy and fulfilled in life, and
Yeah, right?
to rely on yourself
You need to have some food and some dry feet and some shelter and do it again.
and water.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, water goes with food, definitely. Did
TJ.
you hike over to Conundrum by chance? Did you take a detour off of there and hit the hot
Um,
spring? I know Colorado pretty
the
well.
route was from Denver to Durango, so it was. I
Okay.
don't think I
So
stopped
you went,
in
so did you go by Crested Butte or south of there by Monarch?
Monarch because I stayed at the
Okay.
Butterfly House near Monarch Pass, which was an amazing hostel. They had,
Is Monarch Pass named for the monarch butterfly?
I think so.
See, I didn't even know that. That's something about Colorado I
Yeah,
did not know.
and I mean that would make sense why the hostel out there is called the Butterfly House. But that place was awesome, dude. They had a sink that dispensed beer. Like it's just a
I'm washing
beer.
my hands and face again. Oh,
Yeah,
wrong
I
sink.
you had to, yeah, make sure that you weren't turning on the wrong faucet. But I feel like you gotta, while you're young, go out and do those things, man. Go out and just live, because it's like I listen to my elders, dude. I grew up with grandparents, and every like older person I've met has said, do it while you're young, do it while you can. And it's like, who am I to say like, oh, you don't know shit, old man, to someone that has lived life and had
Exactly.
experience, and somebody who has years and years and years of wisdom on me, and for me to be a little shithead and be like, you don't know nothing, man, I'm gonna settle down and blah blah blah, get a one up on life or whatever.
I had my head up my ass pretty far as a youngster.
I think we all do at times, man.
Yeah, yeah. Some people never pull it out. It seems like they
Yeah,
wear it as a hat all their life.
yeah, I'm like, damn, dude.
So when I started sailing 9 years ago and restoring this boat, we got this a work yard on the river, and you pay $20 a day to work on your boat. Right there in the work yard. I call it a fiberglass trailer park, and I met a lot of older friends in there. And for our first few seasons, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, am I gonna love this? Just gonna be all right. And my good friend John Mull, he's at least a generation older than me. He goes, I sure wish I'd started sailing in my 40s. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, it
then
all makes
it's
sense. I'm like, all right, I'm on it. And
yeah,
it's been talking about rewarding. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I mean,
Challenge is hard. Okay, I'm out here and I need groceries. There are no groceries out here, and I'm not much of a fisherman yet. I'm too busy just managing boats and doing things. And I got musical instruments on board and all this stuff. But you're like, all right, well, I got to go to shore, go to the grocery store. Okay, you got to jump in a little boat. You got to run and find a place to get to shore. Key West is kind of hard. They've got like 5 different government agencies looking for people trying to come to shore for various reasons. So
like
their
for
eyes are on you, right? And there's only a few spots you even can go to shore. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go over here in the mangroves by the Winn Dixie. I don't know if you have Winn Dixie's. This is a grocery store down south.
yeah, no, never heard of it.
Ahi tuna is cheap down there. It was delicious. But you got this whole trek, and you got your bags, your backpacks. I've been using a kayak for simplicity, so whatever I can carry in a pack or something. Like, all right, I got my groceries, and it's harder. It's life is like, okay, living out here in the woods is a little bit hard, but everything stays put.
And you're not on water. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't got to
the only
worry about.
time you're really sliding and sloshing is when it rains on the road. And
Yeah, up
powdered
north.
grease turns to black ice with peanut butter. It is terrifying. Oh my gosh. And then, like I said, the guy I was telling you almost got into a collision with, he was telling me horror stories about flipping off the road and all this stuff. So This is a lot of fun. We should do this more. Maybe we could bring the guitar and do some
Dude, yeah,
songs.
yeah. I think there's a way for me to like plug something into here, so you
Right. And if
like if
anyone
you have
is
a like.
listening out there, thank you for putting up with our banter. I do not have an online presence. I don't have my music online. I've got it printed out on pages. And, there's 40 or 50 songs from the old days. And I've got dozens of songs I need to work on that I'm inundated with wandering, traveling, sailing, finding this property, starting this, working. A lot of exhaustion, not enough art. There's not enough time for my art. Yeah, anybody sponsors out there?
Yeah, yeah. Seriously,
Yeah,
same
you
here,
want some
same here.
hilariousness and some music for your money? Let's do this. Anyway, ask me about Cougar Canyon Music Farm.
What about Cougar Canyon Music Farm?
Can you be more specific now? So, the property out here is on West Cougar Canyon Road, and it's a chunk of land that was zoned agricultural. I thought, well, I'm gonna have to farm something. I'll farm music.
That's so
Right?
cool.
So, I've got a Connex set up in my camper for the base camp, a fire pit, a few places and turnouts and whatever, a little bit of workshop and a water tank. I've got solar panels. I've got one shower hooked up. I'm going to have another shower in the Connex. I'm going to have a flush toilet by next spring. For now, it's a bucket with sawdust and a bunch of little holes drilled in it. They're too small for insects to get into.
Hey, it works.
Right, right, right. And you have a fire every week or so and send it away in the air, right? So that's how I've been doing that. Or you could dig a hole still. There's a good bit of land there. I'm going to probably build an outhouse or import an old outhouse.
If I find any outhouses laying around, I'll send them up your way.
Actually, I need to build it. So I've been talking about this for over a year. You're not that familiar with films, but here's another one that you got to see from the late 70s, Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
It's a
Saddles.
Mel Brooks film. It is hilarious. He ended racism in like whatever year that movie was made. If there was a racist, done. Mel
Just
Brooks
out of
ended it.
there.
Ended. You cannot be racist. You watch this film, you will laugh. Anyway, it's not appropriate for all audiences and children.
uh,
It's very fun. So there's a toll booth that they build to slow down the villains. The villains are doing this cowboy raid on the town. He's like, I got an idea. Builds a toll booth. The charge is 10 cents. And there's this actor, he's hilarious. Slim Pickens. He's one of the leaders of the what you call it, the mob, the villains, the horde. Hey, buddy! Oh, dang it! Somebody's gonna have to go back and get a shitload of dimes. So anyway, I kind of want to build an outhouse that looks like that, and maybe it'll have
okay.
wheels or be easily moved. And it doesn't have to be over a hole. We can have a nice bucket in there with sawdust too. But it's
Yeah,
gonna have a
just
window and a lever where you can control the thing. Because I'm right on the road it runs through there, and
okay.
sometimes people are going too fast through there.
Yeah,
I
you
expect
just
to
slow
breathe.
them down a little bit.
I expect to breathe a little dust. I don't want to put up any signs or rocks or speed bumps. I thought about building. I've got all this pile of things. I want to build a bunch of little robots. Have you been to the Nomad Cafe down here by
Uh,
Kanab?
no, I see it all the time though. And
Drive up there and just look at the robots, whether he's open or not. They're outside. It's
oh
just little art
sweet,
robots. They're awesome.
dude.
But
Yeah,
that inspired me. I was like, maybe if I have something cool they can look at, they'll slow down.
yeah, distract them a little bit so they slow down a
Right,
little bit.
right. So the music farm is going to have a toll booth one day, hopefully. It's
a
going to
toll
have,
booth porta potty
yeah.
or outhouse. That's amazing.
And it's going to have an all-terrain piano,
All
um,
terrain piano. That's an
a
ATP.
lower camp loop, and an upper camp loop. I've got two zip codes. I'm in Duck Creek north of the road. I'm in Orderville south of the road.
Oh, that's crazy. How does do you,
The road that cuts the property not in half, but it bisects it sort of.
is like the county line or like
It's the zip code line.
the zip line?
But there with the yeah the zip line. It's fun out there. There's a good slope. Postman's not coming out there for at least 25 years. I can tell.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Right.
We're lucky to even have the mail come up here to the Ponderosa. I mean,
Sure. So what I'll do is set up the camp loops and dig in some properly developed and designed septic systems. I'm gonna have to haul water probably eternally. I might be able to buy a water right at some point and put in a shallow well in one spot. I think I can collect water in a draw that's kind of dammed up by the road. But I can have a shower for everybody and a flush toilet. That's what I'm.
yeah, it sounds
That's
like
what
it
I'm
would
going to
be.
invite. But it's going to performing arts. We're going to have an outdoor stage. A little gathering
Yeah,
area.
like a little theater
We're
kind
going to
of.
have hopefully Casa Grande will have indoor studio. I've always wanted a decent studio. It's going to have a grand piano in it. And just a bunch of instruments, a view out towards the
Oh
park from
yeah.
way up there.
Something to inspire you while you're doing
Yeah, well, it's
your arts
gorgeous
and
out
all.
there anyway, but just, build it really strong so it can handle the snow load. Build it fireproof, use a lot of steel and adobe and whatever, maybe some rammed earth here and there. Haven't decided on the exact
Uh,
style
you'll
of
figure
structure
that stuff
yet.
out when you get to it.
Right, but adobe I think would look nice out there.
Yeah,
And so yeah, Cougar Canyon Music Farm. We're gonna invite friends to come out and camp and hike. It's right on the edge of Table Bench Mountain. In 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you can be on top of Table Bench, which is this huge pinnacle
you
in
can
this area, and
see
you will have a
everything.
panorama over the park all the way up to Strawberry Ridge.
Oh yeah. Is that one right there? The
No, that's Clear Creek.
Okay.
So
So
that
this is further out that
that
way.
well, and the only human-made light you can see from my place is that red antenna,
Wow. That's awesome.
right? So that makes a ridge line and it goes back and back and back. And I'm looking to the south up at that. I guess this way. I'm looking at that ridge
Yeah.
further out, miles further out. As a crow flies, it's not 8 or 9 miles, but the road curves so
Yeah,
much that it's a
it
good
really
haul.
adds some distance with
And
the
it's just gorgeous out there. It's ancient pinyon pines and manzanita and
oh,
Utah juniper and cedar,
it's beautiful.
scrub oak, Gamble's oak perhaps, yucca, different just desert stuff. There's cacti, there's
Yeah,
bare ground. Most places you can just kind of walk around, and you might have to break some sticks to get through. But where I'm
yeah.
at, it's not that thick. You can just get around. You can walk, and the ground is of different colors. You know how it is around here. It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah. Utah
this
is
earth is brown. Oh, well, right next to it, here's some red. Oh, here's some white dirt. Here's some
some
yellow dirt.
orange, some
Got a lot of
sometimes
yellow
I've
dirt up
seen like
there.
green or purple even out here. Like
Yeah, the
just
ground is insane.
yeah, it just depends on what like minerals are around in the
Sure.
ground or
Well, the
whatever.
turmoil of the earth is just done something crazy here where the edge of the plateau,
Yeah.
is lifted up and eroded away.
Utah is very special because I think it's my friend Oliver said it best once. Utah and like just this like desert area where there's all these like you can see all the sandstone and everything. It's like Mother Nature opened itself up here to show you what it has done for the last millions of years. You can look at the a cliff side and see all of the little striations in the
It's wild. There's
you know
so many stories just
yeah,
looking at the earth here.
and it's a you don't get that in a lot of other places.
What's the sign they've got in Canav? It's like there's the greatest show on
Oh,
earth, and down
greatest
there
Earth
the
on
greatest
show.
earth on show,
Yeah,
right? For
yeah.
sure.
It definitely is.
I've always loved the Southwest. This is the first time I came out to the Grand Canyon when I was 15.
Oh man, I have a feeling I'll end up coming back out here periodically throughout
I
my
hope you
life.
stop by.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Friends now. You got friends you can camp for free right up in the road at
oh
Cougar Canyon
indeed.
Music Farm.
And even if I didn't have friends, I'd still camp for free out here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
I'd
hard.
just figure it
There's
out.
not a lot of hassles out here
No.
till it rains.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's raining in the desert.
Yeah.
How beautiful. I better get home.
Yeah. Yeah. Flash floods and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
everywhere. I mean,
Gnarly. I have friends in Texas that got caught up in the big flash floods 2 months ago there.
oh, I heard about those.
Oh, yeah. We lost friends. People died.
Yeah,
Stuff was
it was
swept away.
bad.
It was bad and fast, and it happened in the middle of the night when everyone was asleep.
Yeah, that's just horrible
Yeah,
combination of.
brutal. Strong people though, they're coming together and they're carrying on and they're rebuilding. Wonderful folks down there in the hill country.
Well, hey,
All right, so
I'm
you got the
I'm
plan for the music farm. We're gonna build instruments and songs and performances and memories and friendships and fires and more.
all kinds of dope stuff. I'll definitely make sure to spread the word too. I mean, obviously it's on here, but I'll
Sure.
anybody I know that's coming out to Utah, I'll let them know.
Well, anybody who wants to sing and play out there and put on a minor show, camps for free.
I got a couple musician friends that might want to take you up on that offer, man.
Right.
Eddie, if you're listening.
And all my friends camp for free too, so chances are we're gonna be friends, and I'm not gonna make a cent. So we're gonna have to find another way to make some money. I wish I could sell songs, but I just don't know how to do it.
You could burn CDs.
Yeah,
Figure out how to burn CDs, and then I mean, there's ways for.
people don't buy music anymore.
Yeah, no, it's a lost art. Physical media for sure is
Yeah,
kind of irrelevant now.
well,
No cassette
so
tapes, no eight
I
tracks,
want to
no
combine the
VHS.
art with it. Remember when you used to get an album or even a CD? or even a tape. There would be a piece of paper folded up in there with some art in
Yeah.
it, some words, some
Yeah.
lyrics,
Some
some
poster or
something,
something.
and Pearl Jam would like throw in these random weird different photos into the same CD, and spread it out. You're like, oh, you could trade. You're like, what in the heck is that picture? Just interesting, fun stuff. I'm all about bringing culture back to
Yeah.
America and the world. The digital age is so many great possibilities, but you see with the saturation
Yeah. It
where
can.
it's taken us. We're in a quite a mess, I think, culturally in this country.
Yeah, it can definitely be damaging.
That's why I stay out of the cities. I'm not psychic or anything, but probably somewhat empathic, and I pick up on thoughts and vibes and feelings. And when I'm in the city, just random, not like
Activity or
voices, but like all kind of random
like you
weird
just pick
thoughts
up on a
that like
weird
they're not
vibe.
mine. I'm sure I'm picking up on someone else's thoughts. It's like a radio that doesn't quite work right. That's my brain, right? It's like I'm
Yeah.
picking up. It's too much
Yeah.
line chatter. Help.
No, I get that. Like whenever I go, like Chicago, I've gone there quite a few times, and it's just nobody's ever smiling. Everyone's in a
Those
rush.
roads will make
It's
you insane. You got to go over the hill
yeah,
and pay another, like a weird division of change. I got to pay 57 cents a mile and 3/4 from the last toll booth.
yeah,
You wonder why cops get shot there.
yeah, yeah.
It's no surprise to me. I mean,
Honestly, yeah, it's interesting. That's a
yeah, Chicago's set up to piss people off. I've only passed through there twice.
definitely.
I didn't even stop.
Driving there is just awful. Yeah, but
Really enjoyed hanging out with you, Dylan. Getting to know you a little better.
it's been a great time, dude. I'm so glad we were able to link up today and get this going, man.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd like to maybe do some more in the future here before you leave.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe bring the guitar. The only thing that's holding me back from just nailing that whenever and whatever is exhaustion. Right up against my breaking point. And like
yeah.
it was to
And
the point the other day, this kid in there, he looked sick, and I was thinking, oh, what if he said, I cannot get sick right now. I could just tell I was weak, right?
yeah,
So I dragged myself home, and I don't get enough sleep. Getting up in the dark to go to work is just stupid. I've never liked that.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
I say, I work with these wonderful people, and we're doing some cool stuff, and I get to run equipment some, and that's always pretty decent. So, yeah, pretty happy. For as tired as I am and as hard as I'm working, I'd say I'm extremely happy.
I feel that, man. I am completely exhausted and drained from working three jobs and doing all this podcasts and getting into videos and blog posts, all the creative stuff. But hey, man, I wouldn't want to be tired from anything else.
Well, there's a lot
Especially,
of great things to be tired from. You'll
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
You'll see.
I mean, definitely, there's a lot of things. Yes, but
I don't
it's
mind being sore from this, that, and the other thing.
yep.
And skiing.
But
We talked about a lot. That was a good talk.
yeah, but it's been a I don't know very effortless, easy
All right,
conversation,
friends on the internet, if there's any philanthropists out there that really want to hear some funny songs that you never heard before with like more rhymes than Eminem,
and
we're your guys. Sugar
hey,
Canyon
yeah,
Music Farm,
yeah,
Thunder Billy Coconut.
yeah, Thunderbilly Coconut. Next time I have you on, we'll let the world hear some of your music, man, and
We need to merch some shirts. I've still got a few shirts from Thunderclaw days. We were sitting down there in Colorado and decided to call the band Thunderclaw. I'm like, yeah, that'll work. And my good friend Cody Christopher sitting on the couch and like, yeah, I want to have some t-shirts made up. Our friend Rachel makes shirts. And I was about to call her and I put the phone down for a minute. I said, I wonder, they should say something. Thunderclaw. Something. What should they say? And Cody just looks over and smiles. Eat more horse.
eat more horse.
And I was like, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
you
I
see.
called Rachel and what do you want it to say? Thunderclaw, eat more horse. I like it, she says. What do you want the graphic to be? I don't know. She says, let me call my friend in Alaska, Sarah Frary. All right, she calls her up. She's a tattoo artist and whatnot. A week later, we've got this graphic of this giant bird coming down and it's scooping up this like reservation horse. You can see the ribs on the horse, and the horse is scared. Just scooping it up, ready to eat it. It's like, yeah.
That is
We've
awesome,
had some
dude.
kids that were scared by it. I said, it's just fun. It's just rock and roll.
Yeah, yeah. It gets a little gruesome sometimes, but it's rock and roll,
I don't
dude.
know
It's
what the
fun.
Thunder Billy coconut shirt's going to look like. It's probably going to have a palm tree on it.
It has to, man.
Maybe a sailboat and a hurricane. I don't know what a hurricane looks like. I mean, I've seen some hurricanes, but how do you put that on a shirt?
I don't know, maybe like a tornado or something. No, you can do like a hurricane, like
Well, all you have to do is depict the palm tree with only a few fronds left on
yeah,
it, all stuck out to one side.
yeah, perfect.
There's a
There's your
hurricane,
hurricane
right? And a boat
with
with blown out sails and giant waves and
coconuts flying all over
coconuts
it.
flying.
Yeah. Maybe a monkey or something doing some funny stuff, playing the guitar.
Monkeys. I haven't thought of monkeys yet.
Look at that.
Look at this
Look
creative.
at
This is like
that.
creative sauce. All right, Dylan. It's a
Uh-huh.
pleasure. Friends out there, Thunderbilly Coconut. Song's
Thunderbilly
coming soon.
coconut.
There's this whole big page on Little Bunny Foo Foo and how there's got to be more to that story and how Peter Cottontail gets caught up in it and the rodents are all injured and they create an army and it just gets carried away. So they fight. But, there are epiphanies. Even Good Fairy realizes things she didn't realize by the end of it.
Wait, this is a. What is this again? A movie?
It should be a movie.
Oh.
It's a song I wrote a month and a half
Oh,
ago,
okay,
two
okay.
months ago. And by the time I got it all penned, I just put it down. I don't know quite how it's going to sound yet. I don't want to go dur, 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 the whole time. It's a long story, I got to keep people's attention, but there's a lot to it. But it's a
Okay, well,
hilarious story. Anyway, Foo
I'm
Foo and
excited to.
Cottontail become friends.
I'm excited to hear it, man.
Plus, I've been dealing with rodents this year and their refuse, so they see rabbits on the road all the time. It's probably what spurred it. All right, friends, Foo Foo Cottontail. Can't wait to
Foo-foo
give that.
Cottontail. Well, thank you for joining me, Mr. Travis Thunderbilly Coconut. It has been a pleasure. And until next time, I hope y'all have a good time and peace.